what ideas come to your mind and how to respect them and acknowledge them. And they come at split second moments, you know. So you have to be able to acknowledge when they hit. Um, that's just how it is for me. Like they'll come at random times where, oh, that's a good idea. And if I don't act on it, if I don't write it down, if I don't record something and capture it, then it's gone. It's gone. And then most people come into like these creative spaces or like a cipher or you know, a job or something, and they're like, go ahead, I got to be creative right now. And for me, that's not really how it works. You can't just go like, I can flip the switch, but the for me the most organic and kind of evolution of skill and style comes from continuously living that lifestyle of acknowledging the idea when it comes, and then building journals, slowly chiseling it, sanding it down. It's just about acknowledging the idea and playing with it, twisting it around. It's like just getting back to that child state of mind where you pick up an object uncensored. Maybe this object has a purpose that we've been taught, but what if you start to manipulate it? You turn it over. You look at it from a raw state, not like we've been conditioned like a fork or something, right?
Yeah.
We've all been taught how to eat with a fork, but how can I take this fork and maybe reutilize its purpose? There's a show in the US called MacGyver, right? And he's always like taking objects that he finds and he puts them together and ties them together to make these things to get him out of trouble, or um, and that's for me what my creative process is kind of like, and I think it is for a lot of people. It's just about that daily um, acknowledgement and respect for your own mind and your own ideas whenever they might come, and not dishing them off as stupid, or too weird, or this is too abstract. Because a lot of times I think what stalls us is that we're seeking approval from our peers. That's our biological nature, is to be accepted. We all have to feel that. It doesn't have to be with the masses, but it has to be with incongruence with our ideology. It could be just one person. I'm seeking one person's approval. It doesn't have to be the masses. It could be my best friend. It could be my dad. It could be my mom. It could be anybody. But I think with social media and this generation is that we're seeking the approval of the masses, um, and that kind of, it fosters creativity because we're constantly exchanging, but it's also just within the smaller box of acceptance rather than being what we would consider like weird. And that's why, like, when I start a session, it's like, okay, as soon as I get into the cipher, it's like, okay, let me get rid of this garbage rounds, this judgment that I have against myself when I first step into a circle, like, oh, that was no good, I'm not feeling it right now. Get those rounds out. And then when it comes to it, it's like, okay, it's time to get weird. And if you can find the acceptance within the weirdness of your expression, then yeah, I think that's freedom.